This is a fourth video about LaTeX and is about environments. Everything in a LaTeX document is contained in the document environment, the one that say starts with the begin document here and ends with end document at the very end. But there are many other environments which are useful to organizing text in the proper way. So we start with some environments that are useful in when typing, say, plain text. First, we have the most common list environment, which produces a bullet list, which is called itemize. So if we have / begin itemize, what the editor produces is a pair of commands, begin itemize and end itemize, and an item command / item that contains a single item. So we might have something like if, say, / delta is positive, then there are two distinct routes. And maybe we might have something like / item if delta is negative, then there are no rows. And you see from this that what you get is exactly a bullet list on the right hand side. Indenting here is just for say clarity and for understanding better the structure of the document, but it's not necessary. So it works exactly in the same way if you remove the spaces at the very beginning. So spaces are ignored in the itemized environment. If you want to change this to say a numbered list, not a bullet list, well, we can copy this and we can change from itemize to enumerate. And of course you see that you get the pink highlight because overlay found an error, and now of course I changed also the end statement, and what you see now is that you have two bullets here, and the next two items in the list are numbered, of course, from 1 and 2. And this is one of the most common say types of environment you use while typing text. Another environment that you typically use is the one that produces tables. So to produce table, you use the environment called tabular. So tabular. Oh, I wrote being, which is actually begin. Yes, begin tabular. And you see that when you type begin tabular, the suggestion from the editor is, well, first of all, you have a couple of C's separated by a vertical bar, and then two and sign and a double /. Now let's see. Let's see what this means. First of all, we start with the table. So let's say that we want to list some countries and their population. So we have Italy, and the population is, say, 60 million. And then we have, say, France, and the population is, say, 65 million people. Of course, I looked up the data on the Wikipedia. And Germany, well, we understand that the and sign means kind of separation for columns, and Germany has 83 million people. And if we see what we get on the other side, you see that you get the list of countries on the left and the population on the right. Well, of course, what's missing here is a title, or a line with the, say, the description of the columns. So we might have something like country and then population, say in million people. And then of course we need a double backslash because we want to go back to the next line. And it would be very good to also have an horizontal line which is produced by backslash h horizontal line. And so you see that from this you get something which looks very much like a table. Now let's go back at the beginning. What are the two C and the vertical bar meaning? Now if we remove the vertical bar, what we get is that the vertical bar disappears. And by the way, typically tables are displayed without vertical bars. They are not considered good by professional typesetters. And the C stands for centered. So maybe this table could be arranged in another way. Say for example R, L, which of course means right aligned and left aligned. And if you change this to RL, you get that the countries are all right aligned and the populations are all left aligned. And well, of course, the number of letters here, R, L, or C, in some cases, must match the number of columns in the table. Now, this table appears on the left because it flows as ordinary text, so it starts at the beginning on the left and goes on to the right. If you want the table to appear in the center of the document, then what you do is, well, you just use another environment, which is, you guess, begin is here, center. When you type begin center and center, whatever is inside the environment is centered in the document. So we can cut here, paste here, and then change this to this. And now you see that the table is exactly the same, but now is centered in the middle of the page.